best dad that I could have. One of the best memories of my dad was that we'd go to Boomer's go-karting. Every time that we went go-karting, we would see signs that would say no bumping in all capital letters. My dad and I would laugh every time we saw those signs. When we were ready to race, we would go as fast as we could, and my dad would slam me to the backside of my cart, making me trip and spin. We disturbed the workers so much that they almost threw us out of the whole park. We went go-karting so many times, and I loved doing it with him. Another one of my memories of my dad was that he and my mom would coach me in soccer. I loved it when my parents coached me. The thing I loved the best about my parents coaching me was that they were there every game, soccer game, and they could watch me score all my goals. I think my dad loved coaching me as much as I loved him being my soccer coach. I'll never forget the times and memories with him. Dad, I love you with my whole heart. The time that we had together was the best time of my whole life, and I will always remember it. I know that you're not physically here, but I know that you're watching me, protecting me, and talking to me. I just want to let you know that I love you, I'm praying for you, and I'm talking to you too. I know that you're not here, but we will be together one day in the future, and I know that you are with our dog, Rudy.
Good morning. On behalf of the Whitlock family, thank you for being here. Your support is much appreciated. I guess I should have gone first. It'd be hard to follow that. But please bear with me. I'm fighting a cold. I've never been fond of speaking in front of large groups, and I'm not remotely good at it. But I want to tell you about the Michael I knew and what he meant to me. Michael was about 11 when I first met him. I thought of him as the little brother I never had, and I like to think that he changed my life. I was headed down the wrong path, focused solely on being an adult. You know, responsibility, a full-time job, and a mortgage. I had forgotten what it was like to be a kid. Michael changed that. He helped me get in touch with my immature self. Something I'm not sure Nanette ever forgave him for. I lived in the same neighborhood as the Whitlocks, and Mike, along with his band of rowdies, terrorized the neighbors, the general public, myself, and my roommates. It wasn't long before my roommates and I were out in the streets with them, engaging in running water balloon fights, pulling pranks on the neighbors. Years later, Mike and I would still laugh about the night that we lifted a shopping cart and a real estate for sale sign up onto Uncle Frank's roof and placed them right next to his bedroom window while he and Nancy slept. Frank emerged the next morning to discover his house was for sale and that someone had been shopping on his roof. Shortly after that incident, Frank thought it prudent to buy a Doberman pinscher to protect his property. He named it Misha, but we always referred to it as Frank's Folly. I guess this is an appropriate location to finally confess my part in that incident. And we never really told Frank that we did it because we were always afraid he'd hand us a bill for the price of the dog. When Michael was young, he and I spent many evenings watching slasher films and betting on which hapless characters would be dispatched and who would survive the mayhem. Michael had an uncanny knack for picking the survivors. Later, we often laughed about our film nights, and in particular the classic, I'm sure you have all seen, Hide and Go Shriek. The chilling tale of a group of teenagers who hide out in a department store until after closing time. They come out to party, only to find they are locked in with a homicidal maniac. Michael and I each picked the character we thought would last the longest. My selection went down in the first 15 minutes. And with Michael's constant taunting and laughter, each of my subsequent picks met their gruesome demise also. Of course, Michael's first and only choice survived the entire night and walked out alive. I think I lost $20 in wagers on that movie, and I can still hear Michael gloating. I remember the wildly entertaining Thanksgiving dinners with the Whitlock families. Nanette and I were relegated to the kids' table. It was awesome. Laughter rocked the kids' table, and we all incurred some castigating glances from the main table. After I had been around for a couple of years, Nanette and I were invited to join the adult table. But we respectfully declined. It was far more entertaining to be with Michael and the other kids. Eventually, the tables were consolidated into one big table. The parents no longer able to stand being on the outside of this kind of entertainment. All of us former members of the kids' table agreed. This was just one more example of a man keeping us down. Besides our mutual love of slasher films, Michael and I had a lot more in common. We both married way over our heads. Patty was a fantastic addition to the family. We both loved to laugh. We both had 2 amazing daughters. We both enjoyed the outdoors and fishing, and we both had a passion for sports in general and soccer in particular, although neither of us reached the level of fanaticism that Patty has achieved. I had a great deal of respect for Mike. He was a good family man, a great cook, loved life, and was the only other person I knew who could quote dialogue from Big Trouble in Little China. Michael was taken from us far too early, and he will be profoundly missed. Don't leave here today with your heart full of sorrow. Michael would not have wanted that at all. Go instead with your happiest memories of Michael. Appreciate every minute with your family and friends. Tell them how much you love them. And most of all, have fun. Life is far too short not to enjoy every day that you are given.